PC4.
Tonight, people throughout the country are mourning the loss of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She died this evening at the age of 87 from complications of cancer. This is a live look from the Supreme Court in our nation's capital, where hundreds have gathered. Tonight, they are paying their respects, some leaving flowers and candles outside of the institution where Ginsburg served for 27 years. Justice Ginsburg spent her career on the bench fighting for women's rights and gender equality. She died this evening at her home in Washington, D.C., surrounded by her family. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg spent more than a quarter century on the U.S. Supreme Court and spent much of her career fighting for equality.
How wrong it is to judge people on the basis of what they look like.
Born in Brooklyn, New York, she tied for first in her class at Columbia Law, but with no job offers from law firms, this was in the late 50s, she taught at Rutgers and Columbia, then helped launch the ACLU's Women's Rights Project in the 70s. Later, as their lawyer, she won 5 of 6 cases before the U.S. Supreme Court.
Her ultimate goal was to get sex discrimination treated by the Supreme Court the same way that race discrimination was treated.
She has meant so much to us as a country, us as women, everything that she's done in her fight for civil rights.
It's an extraordinary loss for the legal community. She was just such a trailblazer, so smart, unafraid, strong, just brilliant.
Former Justice Yvette McGee Brown became the first African-American female on the Ohio Supreme Court.
I mean, her strength and that character and being unapologetic about her right as a woman to also be a lawyer and to be fearless in that pursuit, it's inspiring for so many people like me.
From the Court of Appeals, President Clinton made her the second female on the nation's highest court, where she continued to even the playing field, ending male-only college admissions, supporting reproductive rights and the LGBTQ community. While her rulings leaned liberal, off the bench, she was close friends with the late conservative Justice Antonin Scalia.
She brought fairness. This was a justice, although a Democrat in her heart and in her beliefs, she would sit with the other side. Justices who are Republicans were some of her best friends.
Burl Anderson, who lives in Gahanna, worked in the Supreme Court press pool and covered Justice Ginsburg.
I got to see a woman who was very passionate about the law, about women's rights. As a young journalist at that time, she gave me an opportunity like no other. The Supreme Court justices do not like to be interviewed. She allowed me to interview her.
In her 80s, Ginsburg became popular with a new generation, celebrated in the book, The Notorious RBG. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine releasing this statement tonight. He says in part her work ethic, devotion to the court, her own fight to break down barriers, long friendship with Justice Antonin Scalia, even though they were opposites philosophically, and her courageous fight against cancer stand as examples to all of us. Well, as you know, Colleen is off tonight. I called her earlier this evening to break the news about Justice Ginsburg's passing. In 2015, Colleen went to Washington to cover the U.S. Supreme Court's oral arguments on same-sex marriage. She had a front row seat to history. Colleen, as you know, has covered many movers and shakers throughout her career. Seeing Justice Ginsburg in action is something she tells me she will always remember.
And I found of all of the justices who were asking questions, hers were the most pointed, they were the most thoughtful, they were the most thought-provoking. She was a brilliant member of the court and really a loss to this nation. Ruth Bader Ginsburg really represented women, she represented minorities, and she left her mark on this nation. Asking questions, she would sit there quietly and then she would lean forward and she would just ask a question that would just slay the attorneys who she was questioning on both sides of this case.